Hello, friends, and welcome to another market update from Yarcrypto. My name is Groovy, and I have with me here today LegalTalent. Hello, Legal.
Hello, people. How y'all doing?
So we have today a couple of things to update you guys on. Um, we're gonna we wanted to kind of do a quick market update so you guys can know what's going on with the market and kind of making some reference points for you guys to watch. So I guess we can start here with BTC, Bitcoin. We have our daily chart here, as you guys can see, and we have our little range here. Um, our upper range, our middle range, and our bottom support range as well. And at the moment, we are kind of trading in this bottom part of this range. We spend a lot of time trading in the upper part of it. Um, but what's going on right now? So obviously, we have our one of the most important levels at the 35K level. But to see where we are right now, we need to make some retracements here on this daily chart. And I think the first one that we were making in the last few days was this one. It comes all the way up from here, all the way to the bottom to this swing low here, and then we have our ranges here. So right now it's kind of tough to see what's going on the daily time frame. It seems like we are trying to break the 38.2 once again. The last daily candle closed above it, and now we are still kind of testing this level here. And then obviously we have the 50% line on the 35K level. So that's something to watch. And then following that, I think we can zoom into the 4 hour here to see this pattern that we were following. So this is a kind of falling wedge channel sort of pattern, however you want to call it. But this one is playing out for a long time now. And now right now we are trading right in the middle of this sort of channel here. But there's another retracement that we can make that shows another thing for us, and it's on the 4 hour here, and it's from this swing low here all the way up to this swing high right here. And if we remove the other one that we made on the daily, in this one we kind of held the 50% line here in this candle so far. And in the current 4 hour candle we try to get below it here. It seems like there's some demand on this level, so the price is getting bought up here as of yet. So we're gonna have to see if this is a relevant level. It seems like it is because it has been respected on the past as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is something to watch on the 4 hour for now. Um,
Yes, sir. If
yeah,
I can
if
pull up my chart on the 4 hour just to bring
yeah,
some more confidence to what's been happening. And so I have kind of a different view of the 4 hour here in that I have a channel that we're kind of in. And
yeah,
currently, it can't be disputed that we are in a downtrend at the moment. And we're waiting for signs of a reversal from that. But, what can we look for? If we look at this channel that we're in, it does go back and there's a lot of confluence in the previous price action every time we get to these zones, especially the middle section of it. So one thing that I wanted to point out and a great indicator that a lot of people probably don't know about is the money flow index, the MFI. If I go ahead and just hide that one indicator right there, the RSI, we have here the MFI. And one of the things that this indicator is great for is showing divergences in the price action a lot better than the RSI does. And in our case, about, let's say, going on 10 hours ago or so, there was a clear sign that we were going to be hitting the top here on the price action. So if I get my drawing tool here and we look from this swing high and this previous highs that we had here, we have a clear movement down. So we have lower highs in the price action. But what happened here is that we had a big clear divergence in the oscillator of the MFI, and we had a higher high, which is a textbook hidden bearish divergence, which on this candle right here, on my time frame, it was close to about 7, 8 a.m. That's when I knew, hey, we're eminent for some kind of reversal at this point, and the price is going to be reacting to this divergence. So currently, we are playing out this bearish divergence on the 4 hour. It will be interesting to see where we ultimately do find support. If I can get a retracement on my chart here, we are currently at the 382 from this localized swing high to swing low. And so we are currently finding and seemingly, fighting for support at the 382 fib level here. So, if we do not hold this, what can we look out for? Well, one of the things that I was looking into here as well is the potential for a larger M pattern that's been forming that we did discuss a few times already. But if I could just get my highlighter out for you all just to show you the motion here. So it's a clear motion of an M pattern. We came up, clear rejection here with the retest, and now with this divergence, we're having a clear push to the downside. So my argument would be, for this diagonal support and resistance line to be held, if we don't hold this, then we might potentially, play out the price target for this. And what will that be? Essentially, it's just the length of this leg here and put it up against the previous high here, and then the target would take us to about 31.3 at the moment. And that's, if we do break this line, I would expect us to hit that target because we are in a downtrend and there is a greater chance for it to play out. Do you have anything else you want to talk about BTC? Because I wanted to actually bring about the EMAs a little bit.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
just one more
go
thing
ahead.
here that we can actually just to complement what you were saying about the targets.
Mm-hmm.
If we zoom in even more here on the 1 hour, we saw a very interesting pattern for me on BTC earlier today. So here's the interesting stuff that's happening right now on the lower time frames. We had this double top pattern forming on the 1 hour here, pretty
Yeah.
textbook. So we had a rejection here, and then we traded sideways for a little bit, and then we had another rejection here, and then we just plummeted from there. So this is usually how a double top usually plays out. But apart from the double top, this is also an M pattern in itself. So a smaller one than the than legal showed on the bigger time frame, but this is also playing out right now because if you look here, we have this, and then first top, then this sideways move, and then another top, and then here we complete the pattern. And from this perspective here, uh, assuming this is an M pattern, we can take the target from this, from the top of the triangle of the M all the way to the bottom, and then we could put it up here. And this target is confluent right here with the 618 golden pocket level of the retracement that we made. Um, or you could even argue that we already bounced from the fib level that Legal mentioned uh,
The localized
before.
382. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we had this pattern playing out. Right now, it's kind of tough to say what's going on because there's so much levels and fib lines in this general area here. But if you just look at the candle here, it's getting pretty bought up. So we're gonna have to see how this is gonna play out as well. But just to kind of show this pattern here, because there was so much confluence going on. There was the double top. It was a resistance level. here on the top as well. Plus, we had a kind of bearish divergence here on the RSI as well. So if you guys look, we have lower highs on the RSI, and the price kind of followed the same line here. So this
Yeah.
is also confluent with the pattern. So yeah, a lot of things going on together here to kind of formulate this price move that
Yeah.
we had. But
Exactly.
yeah.
Ours and RZA also said it. So much confluence. Exactly. And so,
Yeah.
like, another thing, to bring up here is the EMAs and the MAs, right?
Mhm.
So at the moment, I want to bring up, we have here, I have this chart. Let me go ahead and remove a few things here for you all. All right. So one of the arguments we want to make is, are we in a particular pattern at the moment? Which pattern? Are we in a wedge? Are we in a, parallel channel? One of the argument we can make is for an actual triangle pattern that we may be in. So just give me 2 seconds while I draw that up for you guys. So my argument would be for this actual triangle, we have a touch on the bottom, a touch on the top, and then we tried twice to touch the bottom, retest twice essentially. And the note that I wanted to make here was with the actual EMA ribbon. So if I go here and I turn off the higher time frame EMAs and we just set with the smaller time frame EMAs, part of a strategy with EMA ribbons is once you're coming to an actual support or resistance zone, are we going to have a cross that's relevant and confluent with that actual price action? And at the moment, it does look like this green EMA, which is the smaller time EMA, which is a 5, and the red, which is the 13 EMA, is soon to have a cross, which would indicate some bearish momentum to the downside. And if this does happen, as well as we're retesting this support and resistance line, then my argument would be that if we break this line, we're still going to make that target as well. Now, another thing here, we want to look at, and this is something that it's been a long-standing thing. We got the 50-day MA, as well as over here the 200-day MA, right? So we had a death cross. This was called the death cross. The golden cross would be when we go back the other way and we cross over and signaling possibly, the return of some bullish, price action at that time. But one of the MAs that wasn't in my mind, but one of our members, Shy, well, not member, but one of my friends and coworker, Shy, he brought up was the 100 and the 200 MAs on the daily. So this is getting dangerously close to crossing, and if this does cross, then we're going to have some more momentum to the downside and potentially see another impulse move to the downside and see lower prices for Bitcoin. But again, this can also just touch and separate again. So this is also front running. We don't want to really do that, but this is something we have to take note of. It is on the daily, so it's going to take some time to play out, but we just wanted to point that out. And this would kind of also be confluent with a lot of the bearish patterns that we've been seeing because we are in a bearish, momentum at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, guys, BTC right now, to be honest, it's kind of uh, you know not easy to say how it's gonna play out right now. What we can say is that the price is um, squeezing in this kind of channel that Legal mentioned. So if I just pull up my chart here, um, we are getting squeezed in this general area here. So honestly, I'm mostly waiting for the conclusion of this sort of thing here to see if we actually retake those EMAs, especially the
Yeah.
21 on the daily and stuff like that, for us to actually see what's going to happen. Because the way the price is now, it's kind of sketchy, and especially on the weekend as well. So yeah, at least myself, I'm waiting for this resolution here to actually take some action And
Yeah.
yeah, well, I think we can take a quick look at Ethereum as well, just to wrap it up. I don't know if you guys, if you have anything else on BTC legal.
No, we're fine to move on to
No.
Ethereum.
Yep. All right. So Ethereum, we have the our rising wedge, and as you guys know, the technical target for that rising wedge is the 1700s, all the way at the green zone here. With that said, we have been seeing a little more downside for Ethereum than we have for BTC. And this is partially due to the 1 hour thing that happened yesterday that I talked about as well, which was that double top that happened as well on Ethereum. And then we
Hmm.
sold off from there. Um, I have my support line here on Ethereum. I think the most important one for me, at least, is the 2K level here. We had a lot of touches in the past, and if we make a retracement all the way back in the bottom here, all the way up, and I change this model to this one, then we are kind of in the middle of some fib levels here, the 50% and the 38.2. So yeah, Ethereum also is also a little bit uh, hard to actually know what's going on, but yeah, we have our support lines here, and we're trading in the middle right now.
Yeah, exactly. And just to bring up, from something that we've been tracking for a while as well, on my chart for Ethereum, we had a similar situation with Ethereum and the M pattern. And with this one, it's a little more textbook as well because the retest that we came up was
Yeah,
pretty textbook and in line with the actual, the neckline. So if I go here and just add a horizontal line, this is as textbook as it gets, But the one thing that we can maybe look forward to or have some strength here that Bitcoin maybe is not showing. And if we go with that same, EMA strategy in terms of breakout strategy and theory, at the moment, these smaller time frame EMAs are and have been crossed for quite some time. So I would expect possibly if I bring up, this other indicator here that has a 50 EMA with purple Bollinger Bands around it, I would expect either, some kind of retracement back up to this 50, or if we do break this line, as you said, Groovy has 2000. My line at the moment, current price action is about 2050.
yeah,
If we break this one, I would expect the price to capitulate and possibly fill the target of this M pattern, which if I can give that for you all right now, the the actual technical target would be from here, and that would take us to just about 1850. So, this is something to look out for if we start breaking this trend line and we do print lower lows.
yeah. That 2000 range, 2050 for Ethereum is, I think, the most important one for sure. But
Yes.
yeah, guys, I think that was all that we had for you guys today. Um, if you want to see any more content, you can access yarcrypto.com. Also, follow us on our social medias at underline crypto on Twitter. We also have our Instagram. And you can also access our news website, which is yarcryptonews.com. And also, we have our Discord community where we talk all about crypto related stuff. We do live TA every day. So if you want to hang out with us, you're welcome to do that. And if you are interested in that. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching.
We've been Yark
Um,
Crypto.
and bye bye, guys.
Take care.